Everyone knows Rolex is king. Or is it? Rolex may have that golden reputation, but you know what? There are some watches out there that do something even better. I'm talking about watches that don't just follow the rules, they rewrite them. So sit tight, because I'm about to show you 5 watches that outsmart Rolex in ways that you'd never expect. All right, let's dive straight in, because let's face it, Rolex is great. No one's denying that. The Submariner, classic. The Daytona, iconic. But in the world of luxury watches, sometimes it's not about having the crown. It's about being the smartest, most innovative player in the game. And trust me, there are some serious contenders out there that are making Rolex look like it's stuck in the past. So, let's start with a serious powerhouse. One that gives the Rolex Submariner a run for its money. Are you ready? Number 1, Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter. Reference number 210 30 42 20 01 002. All right, first of all, we have the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter. But not just any version. This is the special edition that pays tribute to Nekton, the organization dedicated to protecting oceans. Now, we all know about the Rolex Submariner. It is the classic dive watch. But here's the thing. The Seamaster 300 meter is like the Submariner's cooler, smarter cousin. And I'm not just saying that to stir the pot. Hear me out. First of all, at $7,100, this watch is a total steal compared to the Submariner. You get a 42mm polished brush stainless steel case, which is sleek and durable, along with a black ceramic dial that's laser ablated to give you a stunning wave-like texture. You know, subtle but impressive. And don't even get me started on the case back, which features a Nekton submarine medallion. It's not just functional, it's got this cool factor that lets everyone know that you're wearing something with a purpose. Plus, the Naiad lock ensures that the caseback is always perfectly aligned. Rolex might be known for its precision, but this feature, straight up genius. For the price and the features, this Omega just outsmarts the Rolex Submariner. You get a more advanced design, more durable materials, and it's connected to a cause that's actually making a difference. Number 2, Grand Seiko Spring Drive, reference number SBGA 211. All right, if you're the kind of person who really cares about accuracy, like you have that slight OCD thing about time, well then the Grand Seiko Spring Drive SBGA 211, aka the Snowflake, might just be the perfect watch for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Grand Seiko? Really? But trust me on this one. This watch is not only incredibly precise, but it's so good that it makes Rolex look like it's still operating on an old school pocket watch. I'm serious. First, let's talk about its spring drive movement. This is where things get really fancy. Grand Seiko's spring drive is a hybrid of mechanical and quartz technology. It combines the best of both worlds to make the SBGA 211 one of the most accurate watches on the planet. And then there's the second hand. Unlike most watches, including Rolex, that tick, tick, tick with every passing second, the second hand on the Snowflake just glides. It moves smoothly, effortlessly, like the time itself is slowing down just for you. Honestly, it's like watching time float by. So satisfying. Rolex, they stick with the tick. Bold move, but this glide, it's next level. Now, I can't ignore the design because the Snowflake's dial is pure art. It has this texture that mimics freshly fallen snow, giving it a serene, calm vibe. It's subtle, but absolutely striking in person. Rolex might have that classic design, but the Snowflake's dial feels personal. It's about the little details. And because this watch is made from high-intensity titanium, it's also incredibly light. 30% lighter than stainless steel, to be exact. You'll barely feel it on your wrist, making it a dream to wear all day. At $5,800, the Grand Seiko Spring Drive is a steal for anyone who cares about ultimate precision and craftsmanship. It's less about the status symbol and more about owning a timepiece that tells time perfectly. So if you're into absolute accuracy and a watch that's as beautiful as it is functional, well then the Snowflake is definitely your new best friend. Number 3, Tudor Pelagos FXD. Reference number M25707B250001. Now, let's switch gears and talk about a watch that's not just about looking good, but actually working. I mean, really working. Meet the Tudor Pelagos FXD. If the Rolex Submariner is the classic luxury diver, the Pelagos FXD is the tool watch that can survive anything. What makes it smarter than a Rolex? Well, let's break it down. Its titanium case is huge. The Pelagos FXD is made entirely from titanium, which makes it super lightweight while still being incredibly durable. So, unlike Rolex's stainless steel, you're not dealing with a heavy chunk of metal on your wrist. This is perfect for long hikes, diving, or anything else where you don't want the weight of a traditional watch holding you back. Plus, titanium is more resistant to scratches and corrosion, which means that your watch is going to look fresh for longer. Now, let's talk about the movement. This bad boy runs on the manufacturer caliber MT5602. It's a self-winding mechanical movement that's also COSC certified. You get a 70-hour power reserve, which is great if you forget to wind it for a few days. The bidirectional rotating bezel in titanium with a ceramic disc, that is perfect for navigation by stages, which is pretty handy if you're deep sea diving or doing something else that requires precision. Oh, and by the way, speaking of diving, it's waterproof to 200 meters, so no worries there. And all of this for a fraction of the price of a Submariner. At $4,400, the Pelagos FXD gives you serious functionality and durability without the luxury price tag. So if you need a watch that can endure extreme conditions, from Everest to deep sea dives, this is the one. Rolex might be all about prestige, but the Pelagos FXD, that's built to perform. Number 4, Vacheron Constantin Overseas, reference number 7920V210A B546. Let's step into the world of ultimate elegance with the Vacheron Constantin Overseas. If you're someone who appreciates luxury and refinement, but at the same time you don't need a watch to scream, "I'm expensive," this is your perfect match. Trust me, this watch doesn't need to shout for attention. It quietly demands it with a level of finesse that outclasses even the most iconic Rolex sports models. It's sleek, sophisticated, and has a 41mm diameter that is just the right size for most wrists, making it a versatile choice. It's not bulky, and with its 12mm thickness, it slides smoothly under a shirt cuff without any fuss. But wait, there's more. The case back is transparent sapphire crystal, allowing you to peek at the beautiful inner workings of the movement. Rolex might offer a solid case back on their models, but Vacheron Constantin lets you enjoy fine craftsmanship from all angles. The dial? Pure art. The black lacquered dial has a sunburst satin finish base, giving it a radiant look, while the velvet-finished external minutes track adds a touch of texture. The date window at 6 o'clock is subtle, and the snailed counters just add to the charm. Oh, and those red 18-karat gold dual time hands? They pop against the dial like nothing you've seen before. The 18-karat gold hour and minute hands, along with the Super Luminova highlighted hour markers, make this watch not just a beauty to behold, but also incredibly legible in any lighting. And here's where this watch really pulls ahead of Rolex. The bracelet system. The Overseas comes with 3 interchangeable bracelets: rubber, stainless steel, and calfskin leather. So, depending on your mood or the occasion, you can totally switch things up. Rolex? You're stuck with one option, my friend. With an incredible price tag of $30,900, you're not just buying a watch, you are investing in a work of art. It's smarter, sleeker, and more refined than any Rolex sports model. If you want something that feels as good as it looks and offers real versatility, then the Vacheron Constantin Overseas is the ultimate flex. And number 5, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore. You wear this, and trust me, people will notice. Every time I wear it, someone asks about it. It is a serious conversation starter. As for specs, the 18-karat pink gold case and 42mm size make it feel substantial on your wrist. And it's also water resistant to 100 meters. Perfect for most real-world adventures. The dial? It's got this mega tapisserie pattern in anthracite gray with luminescent hands that pop. And the best part? The interchangeable strap system lets you switch between a rubber strap or calfskin leather, so you can mix it up depending on your mood. At $45,200, the Royal Oak Offshore isn't just a watch. It is a piece of art that demands attention. So, here's the truth. Rolex is legendary. It's iconic. But sometimes the smartest move is thinking outside the box. And honestly, it's exciting to see other brands take the crown in their own way. So the next time that you're thinking about dropping some serious cash on a Rolex, maybe just take a minute to think about your other options. Well, that's all from my side. Now, it's your turn to share. Got any insights that you want to share with everyone? Drop it in the comments down below, and I will be sure to respond to every single one of you. Like and subscribe if you love elegant timepieces. And if you don't subscribe, it means I'm just going to have to wait another day to onboard you. Until next time, keep those wrists looking smart. And don't forget, there is more to a great watch than just a logo. Who doesn't love the unique appeal of expensive luxury watches? But most of them cost a fortune. You probably think that such watches are impossible to afford. Think again. There are a lot of cheap watches out there, and to be honest, many of them look the part. And if you're a watch enthusiast fond of collecting elegant masterpieces, you'd be astonished by how good some low-cost watches can look. We have compiled a whole list of brands and models that offer noteworthy quality and luxury aesthetic watches that look more expensive than they are. One of the biggest misconceptions about buying a watch is that it must be expensive to be nice, when, in fact, many watches under $1,000 verify just how wrong that idea is. Today, we're living in a golden age of cheap watches. Never before have there been so many decent, high-quality tickers available for so little dough. So, rest assured, there is a handsome, shockingly affordable timepiece out there with your name on it. Let's start with the first watch on the list. Number 7. Seiko 5 Sports GMT, reference SSK001, for $475. Seiko introduced their first GMT compilation to the Seiko 5 Sports line in 2022, preparing their watches with the automatic caliber 4R34. Available in 3 colorways for the dial, black, blue, and orange, these watches have a central GMT hand in contrasting color, which is used in coordination with the bicolor bezels and rings made of hardlex glass, like the crystal to indicate a second time zone. The GMT hand is coated in Seiko's proprietary LumaBright to get that incredible nighttime legibility. According to the design of the much beloved SKX series of Seiko sports watches, the model has a 5-link bracelet with polished middle rows. And you can pick up one of these Seiko 5 GMTs for $475. Number 6, Hamilton Ventura Quartz, reference H244-11732 for $787. The next watch is the Hamilton Ventura. It is one of the most iconic watches to invest in rather than a flashy, expensive model. Its asymmetrical design is a solid legend amongst enthusiasts who appreciate aesthetic and expensive looks. But that's not all. The Ventura was Elvis Presley's go-to timepiece. Plus, it was also the world's first battery-powered watch. You don't need anything more if you want to stand out. If you prefer a daring, pioneering, and unconventional design without spending a fortune, the Ventura is one of the most iconic Hamilton watches. The world's first electric watch looks just as good as in 1957. With a vintage style, 44mm case diameter, and 8.0 case thickness, this distinctive treasure is pure Hamilton. Number 5. Tissot PRX Quartz, reference T137.410.11.041.00 for $375. The Tissot PRX Quartz surely gives that luxury aesthetic you're looking for. In 1978, Tissot introduced the PRX, a smaller quartz watch that they hoped would get them through the quartz crisis, a period that almost killed the whole Swiss watch industry. With a timeless design that remains elegant and extremely appealing regardless of how the trends shape the watchmaking industry, the Tissot PRX Quartz represents watch craftsmanship like nothing else. The slim case is very comfortable around the wrist and has the thin ETA F06.115 movement with sapphire blue jewels that can be admired through the case back. The case comes with a small crown that doesn't seem to bother at all, keeping the round outline of the case almost uninterrupted. A sapphire crystal gives the watch extremely high resistance to impact, superior screen, and hand readability thanks to its transparency. What's more, the 18-karat gold of the 39.5mm case, paired with a superb leather strap, makes this watch a real stunner. And all of this for around $375. The only issue might be the 30-meter water resistance rating, but this isn't the feature you buy this watch for. Number 4. Timex Q Reissue Falcon Eye, reference TW2T80800ZV, for $179. Now, although any number of Timexes could have made this list, Q reissues are particularly enamored. The series possesses revived designs from the moment when quartz watch technology was something to boast about. Bucking the modern conception that quartz is of less value, the Q Timex watches give the tech center stage, alongside compelling and genuinely well-executed retro styles. Falcon Eye adds two-tone refinement to the Q Timex series. Reissued for today, each detail is carefully recreated. It comes with a period-correct woven stainless steel bracelet, functional battery hatch, two-tone case, luminescent paint, and a straighted electric blue dial. The outcome is a refined watch, retaining every ounce of soul and character from the era that inspired it. Quartz watches at that time were considered a prized possession. They were still relatively pricey and produced with care and pride. That's why you not only see quartz being accentuated in watches like the historical Q, but a thoughtful and classy design in this remake. With 50 meters water resistance and a 37mm quartz body, the watch gives off an expensive appearance that will stand out. And you can get all of these features just for $179. Shocking, isn't it? Number 3. Citizen Mechanical Day and Date, reference NH8350-83E. $1,600. Now you'd be thinking Citizen's entire lineup consists of its quartz eco drive watches, but the brand does in fact make some incredible mechanicals. The NH8350, for instance, comes with a Matoya 8200 automatic movement, a clean-cut stainless steel case, and is adorned with a glittering sunray blue dial. And it costs only $1,600. You'd be amazed to find an elegant mechanical dress watch for such a price. Up to 1918, all the watches in Japan were imported. In 1918, the Shokusha Watch Research Institute started working on the first watch in Japanese history. The Shokusha Watch Research Institute transformed into Citizen Watch Co. after some time. And the rest, as they say, is history. To this day, Citizen develops and manufactures premium quality components for its watches and controls the final assembly. You will most probably be aware of its breakthroughs, the Eco Drive and the Satellite Wave timing system. The total control of the development of the components and the final assembly allows the brand to create some models at very fair price points, making Citizen watches historically popular and always reliable. With 50 meters water resistance and a 40mm wide body, this watch offers the elegance you only see in a high-end watch. Number 2. Baltic Blue Gilt, reference HMS 002 for $400. Well, I can't leave Baltic off this list. The HMS 002 is a three-hand automatic watch with a step case, inspired by watches from the 1940s. However, it still delivers a modern impression with its distinctive finish, which is linear brushing on the side, rounded brushing on the lugs, and mirror polishing on the last step on the case. Each variation catches the light excellently, creating a simple yet extremely attractive case. At 38mm in diameter, it's the ideal dress watch as it provides a relaxed vintage vibe. The HMS 002 evolves in a completely new dial design. Behind these dials, it adds a touch of Art Deco and stays close to the brand's first 40s design inspiration. Best of all, this combination of high functionality and gilded flair can be had for under $400, which is an incredible price. And number 1, Bulova Moonwatch Lunar Pilot, reference 96B258 for $562. Bulova Moonwatch is a watch perfectly suited to consider more expensive than it actually is. It was inspired by the Bulova chronograph, worn by the commander of Apollo 15 during its mission in 1971. It is part of a few watches that passed NASA's selection. The Bulova Moonwatch brings with it a piece of history, and that too only for $562. It's a great alternative to the more expensive watches, but it doesn't disappoint. The 45mm case has an extraordinarily, yet easily recognizable design, making it an icon in the world of watchmaking. The watch is powered by a high-quality and performance quartz movement that delivers unrivaled accuracy. The dial is rich in features, and it's very similar to any high-end luxury watch. There's a tachometer scale on the outside and 3 sub-dials for the chronograph. There's no need to start your journey into the luxury watchmaking world by spending a fortune. Instead, go for affordable timepieces that offer a luxury appeal that stands out. What do you think of these watches that appear more expensive than they are? And which one would you go for? Let me know in the comments section. Now that leaves us with nothing left to say other than happy hunting. Right now, these watches are flying just under the radar. But in 2 years, everyone's going to want one, and most won't be able to get them. These are quiet killers, ultra-rare builds, weirdly genius movements, and designs with cult classic energy written all over them. Some are hiding in plain sight, others are barely known outside niche circles. But all of them have one thing in common. They are about to blow up. Let's get started. Number 1, the Rolex GMT Master 2 Coke, reference number 16710. The red and black aluminum bezel insert gives the watch its Coke nickname and sets it apart from modern ceramic GMTs. Unlike ceramic, this aluminum fades uniquely over time, creating a soft vintage gradient that varies from piece to piece. Collectors often seek out bezels where the red has aged into raspberry or brick tones. The 40mm stainless steel case is slim, with sharply defined lugs and a flat profile that tucks neatly under a cuff. The matte black dial features luminous markers made from either tritium or superluminova, depending on production year, and Mercedes-style hands for optimal nighttime readability. The red-tip GMT hand allows easy second time zone tracking without crowding the dial visually. Its oyster bracelet blends brushed outer links with polished centers, locking with a flip-flop clasp that feels solid and tactile. The in-house caliber 3185 movement enables independent adjustment of the hour hand, a feature that's designed for true travel functionality. A flat sapphire crystal protects the dial while maintaining the vintage silhouette. It currently sells for around $12,500. In 2 years, collectors and trend watchers alike will be chasing it, not just because Rolex may never bring this colorway back, but because vintage aluminum bezel GMTs with travel-ready movements are becoming scarcer, more desirable, and harder to fake. This is one of the last true tool watches from the pre-ceramic era, and the price curve is only heading one way. Number 2, the Zenith Chronomaster Original Triple Calendar Lapis Lazuli, reference number 03 3400 3610 51 C910. The dial is carved from natural lapis lazuli, a semi-precious stone that's been used in jewelry for over 6,000 years. Its deep cobalt tone, flecked with gold-colored pyrite inclusions, gives each piece a completely unique sky-like pattern. Light shifts bring out iridescent flashes resembling a starlit night sky. No two dials are identical. Framed in a 38mm stainless steel case, the design is compact and symmetrical, inspired by Zenith's mid-century chronographs. Brushed case sides contrast with polished bevels, and the box-shaped sapphire crystal adds vintage curvature. Inside, the El Primero 3610 automatic movement beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour. 10 ticks per second. The central chronograph hand completes a full sweep in just 10 seconds, visually expressing 1/10 of a second precision. Day, date, and month windows are cleanly integrated, and the moon phase disc at 6 o'clock mirrors the blue lapis background. A navy blue alligator leather strap with a stainless steel folding clasp secures it, making the watch formal ready while keeping an artistic edge. Priced at $22,700, this piece isn't mass produced, and lapis lazuli suitable for dials is becoming harder to source. In 2 years, this will be known not just as a luxury chronograph, but as a collectible fusion of rare natural materials and mechanical complexity. Demand will rise as stone dial craftsmanship returns to the spotlight. Number 3, the Vacheron Constantin Overseas Grand Complication Open Face, reference number 6510V 110T 128C. The 44.5mm case, bracelet, and clasp are all crafted from grade 5 titanium, making this one of the lightest grand complications ever made. Despite housing a minute repeater, tourbillon, and full perpetual calendar, it wears comfortably and unobtrusively on the wrist. The skeletonized blue dial exposes the caliber 2755 QP, with overlapping gears, polished screw heads, and hand-beveled bridges arranged in architectural layers. The minute repeaters, hammers, and gongs are partially visible, while the tourbillon at 6 o'clock rotates inside a polished cage. The calendar displays, day, date, month, leap year, are legibly arranged without breaking symmetry. A power reserve indicator is tucked into the case back side. Discrete pushers set each complication, preserving the case's clean lines. The skeleton hands are filled with bloom and contrast against the open dial, maintaining legibility even in low light. Water resistance is rated to 30 meters. Remarkable for a manual wine watch of this complexity. Finished with a titanium bracelet and folding clasp bearing the Maltese cross motif, it feels more like a lightweight sports watch than a grand complication. With only a limited number being produced each year and no official cap, supply will always trail behind collector demand. In 2 years, this will be regarded as the most wearable grand complication of its era, and nearly impossible to acquire outside private circles. Number 4, the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Skeleton 8 Days. Jubilant Edition, reference number 103610. At only 5.95 millimeters thick, this is one of the thinnest mechanical watches in production, and yet it houses an 8-day hand-wound movement. The BVL 199 SK caliber is just 2.5 millimeters thick and delivers 192 hours of power, visible through skeletonized bridges and finely cut architecture front and back. The 40 millimeter titanium case is sandblasted to a matte finish, creating a seamless texture from case to integrated bracelet. Its octagonal geometry, inspired by Roman architecture, adds angular depth without excess bulk. The bracelet's flat links articulate with precision, and the crown features a black ceramic insert, a subtle design counterpoint to the monochrome titanium. On the open dial, a stretched power reserve indicator arcs subtly between 8 and 11 o'clock. A small second subdial sits cleanly at 7. Despite its complexity, the layout stays geometric and balanced. It wears almost flush against the wrist, pairing effortlessly with slim-cut tailoring or minimalist streetwear. The skeletal build doesn't flash, it reveals. Priced at 30 grand and produced in extremely limited numbers for Jubilant, this model is already rare. In 2 years, as ultra-thin engineering becomes a benchmark for next-gen horology, this reference will be recognized as one of the purest executions. Functional sculpture in motion, and nearly impossible to replace. Number 5. The H. Moser & C Streamliner Alpine Drivers Edition, reference number 6700-1200. Developed with Alpine Motorsports, this 42.3mm stainless steel flyback chronograph merges motorsport engineering with haute horlogerie. The open dial reveals the HMC 907 movement, Moser's first fully skeletonized chronograph caliber, designed for both precision and clarity. It's fully automatic and features a flyback mechanism, enabling seamless reset and restart during timed events. Both the minutes and seconds chronograph hands are mounted centrally, eliminating subdials for a cleaner read. The two V-shaped bridges mimic F1 suspension components, visible beneath the sapphire crystal. On the case back, the open rotor is styled after an Alpine A110 wheel rim, and the central bridge resembles a racing helmet silhouette. The case integrates with a textured rubber strap, molded specifically for the watch. It's lightweight, it's ergonomic, and it's water resistant to 120 meters, making it suitable for real-world use, not just display cases. The pushers are shaped and placed for tactile precision, ideal for gloves or high-pressure use. At $70,000, it's limited to just 200 pieces, offered as a dual set with the Alpine Team version. In 2 years, it won't just appeal to watch collectors, it'll be coveted by car enthusiasts, design purists, and chronograph specialists alike. As motorsport partnerships grow in relevance, this watch will stand as one of the most technically refined and visually distinct entries in the genre. And finally, number 6, the MB&F SP1. This is MB&F answering the question that no one expected them to ask. What if we went minimal? The SP1 is their first truly understated piece, and it's still utterly unforgettable. Priced between 76 and 82 grand, it is housed in a 38mm case of either platinum 950 or 18 karat rose gold, sculpted into a smooth, pebble-like shell with no bezel and barely there detached lugs that seem to float. It's MB&F's slimmest and smallest timepiece yet, measuring just 12 millimeters thick, but still showcases its signature 3D architecture. The black DLC-coated dial is inclined, angling toward the wearer, with the oversized balance wheel dramatically exposed, a visual signature of MB&F machines. Turn it over, and the hand-finished movement reveals anthracite bridges with a ruthenium finish, internal bevels, and hand-engraved detailing that screams artisan-level work. Powered by a manual winding movement with a 72-hour power reserve, this watch is all about refined mechanics without clutter. Worn on a calfskin strap with a matching gold pin buckle, it fits seamlessly under a cuff, but starts conversations everywhere else. It's not flashy, it's controlled eccentricity. And in 2 years, collectors will be fighting just to get a viewing. And there you have it. 6 watches that most people are sleeping on now, but won't shut up about in 2 years. This is your window, the calm before the storm. Because once the hype hits, prices spike, waitlists grow, and regret gets real. So, which one of these would you grab before the world catches on? Drop it in the comments. And if you're into spotting tomorrow's legends today, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, hit that bell, and stay ahead of the curve.